What's up YouTube, it's Fred here, and I'm going to deck profile the updated Cosmoman deck profile with the new Climax boosters. I'll be doing more for the other two decks I played from this set, so I'll jump into it. We are playing for Cosmoman because you kind of have to, and he's the main card in the deck. Playing 4 of the new Cosmoman. He is insane with quadruple attack. Pretty hard to remove from the field, and you can pay a gauge to reduce the next damage you would take by 5, or when you would take damage you would reduce it by 5. It's pretty cool because you have the new spell that can go into him, and also because he doesn't have soul, you can use your impact right away, so you can FTK with this deck. I'll show you how later. It's kind of a lot of card combo, but with the amount of digging in this deck, it's definitely possible. Still playing 2 Dracos, it's an alternate transform, which you sometimes have to do, unfortunately. It's also just a nice size 0 on the side, so you can have a pretty beefy card on the side while having another card that's also just as big on the side. I don't play 9 anymore since we're trying to FTK and using other cards. Playing 2 Falcon number 2s because it's your searcher, it digs you, you check the top 5 after you discard a Galaxy Defense, you know, and you can start looking for your combo pieces for whatever you might need. And it's not a once per turn, so you can just keep going. It's like playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, that's solitaire. 4 submarines, pretty self-explanatory because it's charge and draw, gain a life. It's a little more restricted compared to those other types of generics because you need to be transformed to get the full effect, but otherwise you can still get a gauge and a life with another Galaxy Defense on the field, so that's nice. Then we're playing the 4 Falcon number 1s because, like I said, we're trying to do the FTK, so ideally you want to call this first before you call your Cosmoman in case they actually have something that can rest it, like Barbed Wire if people are still playing that card, but you know, a lot of decks have rest abilities now. Also gives it penetrate +1 crit, so you can swing for 6. This is also searchable off of your Falcon number 2s, so that's why we play it instead of something like Dash. Although the 1 gauge actually can hinder you, so you kind of have to play around that and be careful about that, which is why I could see Dash also being a great alternative for that. But like I said, again, it's not searchable, so you kind of have to hard draw it. For Cosmo Flashers, searches Cosmoman. For Cosmochanges, card's great. Lets you go into your second form of Cosmoman as a counter, so you can attack with your Cosmoman and then counter into this, extend more attacks. Alternatively, you could just do the new Cosmoman into the new Cosmoman. Also, if your opponent actually tries to remove your Cosmoman, you can, on their turn, you can counter this. You can also just use it to get 2 gauge. It's a very versatile card. And you know, like you play against Godpunks and they actually just remove your thing and you can just do this and you'll have transform again. Woo. Playing 3 keys. 4 is a brick. 3 can feel like a brick if you end up drawing multiples in 1 turn. But drawing 2 is the best they got. So we play it anyway. 3 of the set spell. Protects our stuff from destruction. Mostly it's there because of the power plus on defense and attack. And it's a Galaxy Defense, so you can discard it off of Falcon 2s, you can search it off Falcon 2s, it's just a pretty good card overall. 3 superhero times. Really self-explanatory there because it's just an amazing card. Checking 3, adding 1 to hand, 2 to gauge, while transformed. It's expensive for a reason. 2 hyper energies, card's a brick. You technically don't need a lot of gauge all the time because there's a lot of cards that can get you gauge that are searchable. This would only be searchable if you played like Call Super Machine. And if you resolve 2, you're probably decking out. If you resolve any more than 2, if you're happen to be playing more copies of that, then you're definitely decking out. So we don't play Lost World with the FTK build. 3 Cosmo Barriers, or well, FTK featuring normal gameplay. 3 Cosmo Barriers, really good defensive card, reduces all your damage to 1. 2 Cosmo Scarfs because preventing them from restanding is also nice, but the downside to this card is you need to be transform or, well, equipped with an item, same difference. So that means you can't protect yourself. Like with View Tile, you could just cast it at any point and it doesn't cost a gauge. This one costs a gauge, so that's the downfall, but it is a Galaxy Defense, so you can search it off of your Falcon 2s. 1 loyalty to prevent people from going too ham, or you can reduce it damage by 3. Was playing Buddy Block, but with all the damage reduction, this is arguably more useful. You can always just go into more with your side deck. And then 3 impacts because we can actually use them for FTK, searchable, off of Falcon 2s. And yeah, it's a lot easier because you don't have Soul in the new Cosmoman. Yeah, that's basically the deck. Like, Spell Nodes and stuff are on the side deck because we're trying to cheese people. But yeah, that's the entire deck. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys later.